But since you're tying up both legs,
So
it works.
by shooting here,
Yeah, don't lose on.
I'm not going to. I don't know if I got behind it properly, but
Probably because I stepped back and
yeah. So,
twisted this
so I'm
way.
shooting to here, right, and then I go to.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
The point is, you want to plant it to the ground, which I'm not doing very well with this. You want to like stick that in the dirt as you go to take that step,
Yes, yes.
so that it doesn't slide back.
Yes, that one thing is that for that long, like if you want to get a leverage, you need here to
I mean, it's
this
better,
leverage.
but you can use it shorter.
If it is
But
short,
if
it's
you're
hard.
short, you make up with your shoulder.
Yeah.
But your shoulder is not. It have to
It doesn't matter because
go
this is
against.
tying up the leg. This is doing this drag.
What he's saying is when he steps back though.
See, if the head is here, my shoulder is not going to go
On it.
against that.
So when
there's
he
no
steps
leverage.
back, this pushes forward.
Yeah, that's
Essentially.
Hey,
If you try to drag it back.
The only reason I can do this is because my shoulder is against here. There's leverage.
It
If it's
is
short,
better with
that's
a
what
full
I'm
arm.
saying. Yeah, if it's
And
short,
work on a short
it's
axe.
hard.
I probably with a short axe. I probably would not do it to Sean for the short.
Yeah, the short axe.
For the full arm, it might be worth a try if you got it by surprise. Yes. And he can just step behind his foot.
But that's work. Like with this leverage.
You just twisted, pushed him in the shoulder, and pulled on his leg.
All I did was just a full control.
Yeah. And it becomes even less energy because that's a little bit of strength involved.
Yeah.
Big push. So do it now on him, but step behind that foot and this one out of the hip and just walk through it. Look how much less energy that was.
It was about the same for me, but I just felt that, well, actually, no, it was less energy that way because I'm using my momentum and my upper body going through it.
And
But it felt less safer for me. With this one here, I know if he's lighter
that's
than
low
me.
risk for sure.
Yeah, he's lower than me, so all I'm doing is literally just putting this up as a full.
So the thing that makes that a little bit of a challenge is, let's say he's holding it, right? So when he does that, hold on to his upper body. Okay? Go. Turn on the gun. See how he stayed up? His foot's free to circle
Right.
around. So and then he gets behind you and he's loose. But
That's a step.
now put the other foot behind his leg. Just put the foot behind his leg. Nothing.
Better.
Were you trying to hold on to him?
Yeah.
No, I tried it, but I can't. Like,
Yeah. So because you can't look like he's all the way like this, he can only hold so much. And if he starts going, all you do is lean and put that into his chest and stand back up.
So it's just move and he can start squatting.
That is much higher chance of putting him on the ground, with less chance for him to pop out of it.
Good. So then modify it with the step.
Because it's a bit of a risk, sure, but you can drop with both your hands on his chest. And it doesn't matter as long as your
Because I
feet are
stay
still
up,
good. You
yeah.
can just stand back up.
Just move back this way.
Well, you're not behind.
Well, I mean, I'm
his
not
leg.
behind him, but we were doing it slow. So long as I isolate this leg from you. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Or even yeah, that's a good point. Not even have to come in full. It's just stop it from moving.
no way.
That
And
works.
even,
Thank you.
So now, practice one more time,
Okay.
but partially go down with him like you got
Okay.
some and keep your hands as close as you can towards his chest and just push yourself back up. See that? Because like if I'm using pole arm, right, it is perfectly legal for me to go and I can take both feet off. So if you're holding yourself up because you did this to stay on your feet, that's legal. If you were both your hands planted in his chest, that's legal. Even if you would have fallen over, but you're standing like this, right? Just push yourself back up. You're legal.
Good. Good.
You won't have the leverage.
Do it. Just put him on the ground. He's really confident. You're wrong. Yeah, there you go. Slide.
Let me just do it.
with the blade.
It's okay though. That's where you pull the backup weapon out.
Yep.
You won't be able to use that leverage because it's short.
But
I
she
see
put you on the
though,
ground.
It's not
Yeah.
as easy, but
Yeah, but it's different.
possible,
It's
especially if we were the same size. Alright, so that's his hips.
So
Yeah, but it's different now.
it's a little different, but it's doable and not hard.
Yeah, but I'm saying like for that move, like we're not using that leverage. The point for this, like even without that, like
It's walking through.
yeah, even without that, I can. This is essentially
All this
trying
is
to
doing-
replace our leg, right? We're
I'm
trying.
trapping your legs. That's
Yes.
all it is.
Yes, we are
This
using.
isn't a fulcrum lift. This is a trap, walk through.
It's modified.
Right? So
with
it's
the size of the
trap,
leg.
step, walk through you.
Yes, yes.
That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, but we are losing the advantage of that.
What about the hook of the axe itself?
So, yo, you cannot do that.
Oh, you can't grab their leg that way?
No.
Okay.
You
All right.
can't
I
do
don't
it.
know.
Not on purpose. It happens accidentally and it doesn't usually get called. But
can pull a
if you
shield
are
down and stuff like
you can grab a shield. But if you are purposefully trying to hook pieces of him,
Oh.
yank around, that is not okay.
That's not okay.
It is
It digs this
Potential
point
to-
into potential gaps,
yeah,
Gotcha.
and
Okay.
that's risky. So
and
don't
pulling
do
armor
that.
off, and you're not allowed to pull people's armor off.
But
That's
yeah,
not
like
good.
this is a perfectly fine because all I'm doing is like I'm just planting and now I'm gonna walk. So this step is going confidently. So I throw it forward and you're on the ground. It's hard to do slow because you have to be confident taking a step or you just get bunched up. Like if I'm doing that slow, I lose all the force and then I have to grab and try and pull and then it's hard. But if you do it with speed and just walk through them, that was just as easy as the other way.
I know. I'm not saying that this technique doesn't work. I'm just saying that this technique works with or without this, but it's just we're not using the leverage of this.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
yeah,
we-
because it doesn't.
Yes, because that's
The first move I
that's
showed
what I'm
you,
saying.
the
That-
extra
that
leverage,
work on that,
This
pull-off.
leverage is convenient,
Yes, that's
but I wasn't using it before either. I did nothing different.
But your
I did-
shoulder deep on this. Your shoulder deep.
No,
That gives you so much
it
power.
wasn't. I'm just coming through. Right? I wasn't leaning on it.
There was a little bit of
It
pressure.
can,
That's so important.
but I wasn't using that pressure. I was just trying to keep this here.
Okay, so with this,
Actually, this got in my way a little from hitting here because I hit this.
but you know, before you hit here, I'm already losing my balance because of this.
So,
Like there's, yeah,
That's just in here.
yeah, because of this, even if you did not get here, I'm losing my balance.
Well,
Like,
that's
this
if, yeah, you can do this. Yeah, that absolutely works.
and I only
But that's not what I was doing. That's not what I was trying to teach you.
I know. I'm just saying
Alright,
that
alright.
it's an important part of that whole
It can
by the
be.
other sheet.
It's a different technique. It's not an important part of this technique at all.
Takeaway, the
Yeah.
takeaway is not comparing.
Well, and
It's not the
Yes,
same.
yes.
And these two throws
go on top of this anyway.
are two different throws. This is one throw, and the walkthrough is a different throw. I can do either throw with this one. I can only do the walkthrough with that one.
But it's still similar applications.
Yes. And that's why it's like I'm not trying to leverage you at all. I'm not strong. Right? I'm hardly ever going to try to leverage someone. But what I do have is my speed, where I come running in.
Yeah.
I had to go over. Sorry.
But you know, real life scenario, that's
In real life,
possible,
if
yeah.
I could trust my ankle to bend like that, I would just planted it on you, stood back up, and walked away. Because, and also I would have been wearing proper shoes. But like, that didn't have anything to do with me twisting. I never did that. I just planted, stepped, and kept going.
So let me try it on you. So you can Oh, almost actually looked at you. So
Don't leverage. Plant to
Don't-
the ground and step.
just plant, okay.
Boom. No leverage. That's not a leverage weapon.
Yeah, all I did was
Yep. And then
That's
step
it,
around.
so-
Because all she's doing is trapping one foot, trapping a second foot, and her body weight is pushing you backwards. So you're gonna fall.
because I'm in your way.
She is taking your upper body space with her upper
So-
body and trapping your legs with her weapon and her other foot. Which this gives her 3 legs. So she can still have this back leg keep herself secure and to keep that power on that upper body push. So you're planting, pushing into that upper body and stepping past. all in one motion, which flattens the other person while you keep motion. It's cheating and adding a third leg.
I know it's work. I'm just thinking like the crate is here, the crate. That's circumstance to be able to use that.
Yes, every
everything.
single move
So
out
let's
there,
say
you
if
have to
you're-
create a
I'm
circumstance.
saying
I'm
like
gonna start up here to throw you off, right?
with this, like I'm saying why that's hard because if we're engaging this, unless you're charging at me without me knowing, like that's a
If
very,
I charge at you, what's the stance you're gonna take? Boom, there it is.
Yeah.
but it's see I'm leaning forward.
Yes,
But that doesn't
that's
matter.
my point.
So keep leaning forward, all right?
Yeah, but
I'm not moving.
so it's gonna be so
But
hard.
I'm still got your legs, so even if you step back.
No, hold on. Let me show without the stuff. So I'm coming at you. You're planning to actually brace. I'm sitting up high at first, right?
Yeah.
Because it looks like I'm coming high. So you're thinking high.
So
You're probably
you're-
going to bring your arms up high to block this axe shot to your face.
Yes.
All right, so I come in. Oh, I missed.
No, it's
And
No depth perception.
Yeah,
I
and
know
that might happen.
it's
Yeah.
very hard for if we're just relying to make this technique work in that one situation, it's gonna be very hard. We have to charge at someone without them leaning forward because with this stance,
No, if you lean forward, that's fine.
but it's very hard for you to block this leg.
Watch
now.
it, right? I just missed with my step.
It's okay,
My
yeah.
step was far enough.
It's
So-
very hard. As long as I move a little.
But he still has your leg.
Yes,
So
he
he
still have
can
my leg, but
either
that
hang it up
that
or-
I mean like it's,
I stopped because I thought I was going to drop the axe in his chest.
Okay.
Let me turn this backwards.
Yeah, I was gonna say, turn it.
it's if that technique is only in that one situation,
It's not, no.
Like you can't
That's-
also be fighting and then I've shifted that leg forward. So now
go down. Yes, you catch this, but like it's very hard to catch this because
it can be.
it can, but it's so hard. Like you probably won't. be able
But
to
that
catch it.
that
If you don't actively create that
You'll see in the
space-
active fighting
Yeah, I
later.
was gonna say, so Dong, think about it like this. We practice with certain setups, of course, but nothing in a real fight is gonna be exactly the same way we practice it, but that's okay.
Yes,
'Cause
yes.
That's when you'll remember, oh, I need to
What
do this
happens
now. or
is now, if we're ever
So
actually
it's-
fighting, like we're gonna drill this later, right? You're gonna use that, you're gonna drill that hit. So if we're ever actually fighting, we get into the fight, and you happen to get into the perfect stance. I push you back, but you're not leaning yet. Oh, okay, I have that, right? So now, why are you holding the axe? You're holding your own weapon. Right, so now I know I can drop this, step in, and pull throw because we trained it. And so if the opportunity comes up, you don't ever go in going, I'm doing this throw today.
Yeah, and it's, yeah.
Because
It's not
you don't know what's going to be available. You use whatever throw you can to fit the circumstance.
Yeah, but you have to create that circumstance, right? You have to create that circumstance.
And that's when
That's part of it. But first you have to know how to do the throw, and then you learn how to create the circumstance.
Yes, yes.
And if you don't want to do
So
it, then don't do it.
you're taking a step ahead of where we're supposed to be. We're not learning how to make the circumstance yet. We're learning how to make the throw.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Oh, by the way, can I make that axe two sides like this? Like
No.
Two sides.
Well,
No.
in certain leagues,
No.
but it's not.
Just
there's,
don't.
There's no point to it, except to look cool.
The answer is no.
Yeah. So the answer is technically yes, but why would you? Why do you? How many sides are you hitting with us at one time?
One side.
Right.
One
so you
side.
don't need the extra side because there's more weight here, and it doesn't really serve
So
a purpose.
something that you're gonna learn, especially as a smaller fighter, is you want a light axe.
Yeah.
Because if you swing with right technique, it's gonna hit just as hard as the heavy axe. In fact, it'll hit harder because you can move it faster. And that, fast time velocity is like you want that's
You want the
really
momentum.
I'm just asking because like if it's even if the weight is this, but I make it two sides so that I have better opportunity
No.
to catch the other person's weapon. Like,
No, there's no.
It won't do that.
like their arm like somehow I catch it. This is
You're not supposed to do that.
catch the weapon,
It-
not
it's
catch
gonna
their
You're
arm.
not
you
supposed
more
to
than
do
it would
that.
hurt somebody
You're gonna
else.
get caught,
Yeah.
and now you're getting in a tug of war, and you can't move, and you're a mobile fighter.
Yeah.
If you can't
There's-
move, you're a dead fighter.
Yeah. Don't.
You don't want to stay tangled up with me. You want to go
If you
strike
get that
and
armor,
keep
if you
striking
get that
somewhere
weapon
else.
stuck on him,
I mean, just
and now
that
you
one,
can't escape,
Yeah. It's already happened before to me with that exact weapon.
You
So
don't want that.
I wouldn't want that coming from two different ends. Or getting
It's literally 100% disadvantage for you. You want as light as possible with the axe, which means one side, and honestly, a smaller blade than that.
So-
I mean, your axe is really light, but
Are there, what about like a mace or something? Can you use a mace or something?
you can, but the two-handed maces are basically useless. Their weight restriction is even lower than an axe,
It's not
but
gonna-
they don't generate the same kind of power.
Yeah, it's not gonna. deal
Because
with
they
the
don't
same
have as much of a
damage.
focal point. To get an axe or a mace that's this kind of size in the weight category, you have a tiny little ball with no edges on it.
I
And
gotcha.
what you want is a striking edge, because a ball is going to disperse the impact over too much space. A striking edge puts it all in one spot.
It drives it a little bit more than the ball. Ball's kind of gonna.
Boink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dig it.
I keep telling him that, but he wants a mace.
Well, why?
It's cool,
Preference,
man.
Style. I feel
What's
like
your style though? To plink?
Well, how about I get one and we'll see the price.
Okay.
Go home.
Well, because
Proof of con- I mean, he's right though. He's
because
right
you'll
though.
have
The
to work
force
harder,
transference is
even
there.
though I'm sure your plinks are going to be really, really good plinks, right? But it's still more.
Yeah, it would be better planks with an axe.
Exactly.
Yes, I know.
Do you
And,
want a
once
plink
I
or
work
do you
on
want
the
a
edge
chop?
alignment and everything else, yes.
Chop, chop.
All the technicals, yes, they are correct.
What are
This is, like,
the
cool in movies.
what are the options in terms of weapon? You got axe, you got mace, you got what pole axe?
Anything you see historically,
Uh,
except for what flails.
Like no
Yeah, I was
spears.
about to say.
No spears.
No
I mean,
spears, no
sometimes
thrusting.
we use things that look like spears, but we use them with chopping.
Yeah,
No.
halberds without the spear points.
That's my favorite in a polearm duel, is actually just this ones with a regular spear tip on them, because they're light and easy to move.
I
And
want one of those.
Yeah.
oh, I fight with them so quick.
Yeah.
I
Like
like them.
like Oberon and
Yes.
Game
Actually,
of Thrones?
I just watched that the other day.
yeah, it was good.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen Game of Thrones.
The Viper versus the Mountain?
That's a good episode.
That's a good
If
episode.
you watch nothing else, go ahead and watch that episode.
I'm gonna watch the whole series. I've been holding off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Practice all.
A Viper versus the Mountain. Yeah, that's a good
It's
one.
in order.
It's
in order.
season 4, episode 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right, so y'all want to practice grappling now? So techniques you'll want to see with this. Some of the stuff they had was like they got inside, and they could either come across,
let go.
crunch in a spot, or they come across here, and they're putting into a. Oh, don't know.
yeah, I was gonna say.
Were they here? I don't even know.
So one. Let me.
Same side. So it's a hip
Yeah, there you go.
and a head pull. So you can crank them down, and
Keep
eventually.
this one.
I've tried, but if the pull's longer than the
Longer,
ones y'all
yeah.
were using.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Maybe
we'll come
not.
up here. So you into the hip
And I
and
can't-
onto the head,
I can't even move this leg.
and work on dragging them to the ground.
Yep.
A second one they did
Immobilizing.
Okay, just
Yeah.
one side of the
was
body.
where
was
they
tied
came
up.
in here, but then they just brought the other one up and squeezed.
And ideally, it's if you have my arm here too. That's See, I can't do shit.
Yeah, just work these arms tighter and tighter, and gain control and gain control.
Yep.
Same side immobilization at that point.
Essentially,
Yeah.
yeah. But a big key thing is to practice being a lot more mobile with your two-handed weapon and
Be willing to
being
let
able
go.
to let go. And that,
Which
For
you
me,
still,
it's
you
still
still need
a-
to work on that too.
yeah.
But you were doing it quite a bit. And one more is like if you're making a shot and oh, I missed, but then pulling and kicking, because
That's a really good one that you'll probably be super
yeah,
great at.
it's oh no, I missed.
I literally practiced that.
Be careful with that one. That's a lot of leverage. Sorry, you good?
No, it's okay.
That's a
man.
lot of leverage. She went faster than I did. I'm pretty sure she left the ground.
Yeah, probably a little bit. Because my head was already.
But yeah, so those are good moves.
Nice little cardio. And then of course the pulling and
Trap this.
The first one is
trying to get you and stuff.
Well, that was just a regular movement. That wasn't.
Is this right?
Oh,
Is this
yeah,
right?
not with that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to.
Crank his head down and push the other one into his hips.
Right
Oh,
there.
I'm hurting my whole hand.
Well, do it where it doesn't hurt
Oh, no. Your hand's facing the wrong way.
you. Yeah.
Crank
There you go. Now, this.
into the hip.
Think about that joint. Oh.
He's still really big.
I've been doing a lot of back exercises.
Good.
RDLs help a lot.
I really need you to come when Nathan's here.
I do. I
wanna
know.
see
It's
that
like
match.
we just need to coordinate.
I
Nathan,
was
when are
like-
you coming?
Yeah, I was about
I
to
won't
say,
be
you
here.
haven't, though.
It's like whatever day I miss, Nathan's here. It's like, dang it.
But yeah, so yeah, I guess practice that, get a weapon, do some stuff where y'all take turns who's got the pole weapon, who's got sword and shield, and just work on getting into some of those grapple positions, and working the grapples. Be careful because this is hard.
Foam core around this thing.
Actually, we need to make more of those PVC pipes.
We just need to make the PVC with the foam cores.
Okay.
Those are great.
I think I have some spare PVC around.
Is that a PVC?
No.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Fiberglass.
Fiberglass? Oh, you want fiberglass for this one? Okay.
You don't want to use PVC for impact weapons because it'll break easily.
Gotcha.
But for grappling, if you just wrap the whole thing.
Yeah.
Eventually they'll still break, but they're cheap to
Yeah.
replace.
But it won't. Yeah. It's not for putting your whole weight, but it's for getting the cameras down. Do we only have one pole arm? One two-handed? Okay. That's
It's
fine.
his. I don't have one.
You want to start first?
It doesn't matter. So.
We'll just go for a little bit until you guys feel you want to swap out. You don't have to worry about timing right now.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. I was still up.
Well, so what was good there was we forgot to even show you that. You used your weapon up against her shield, which traps the arm as well
Yeah.
to pull her down.
So, yeah, with that, you can do that. And then, it's forcing me to, you can press a little bit harder to do that.
Like I forgot to show you.
So,
me show you
here,
I'm usually at this point just crank down.
Well, yeah, you could just throw her. You could put one leg inside hers and do John's favorite throw. But something else you can do against the sword and shield is I come out like this, right? And I want to get over on top of her arm. And now I can crank that shield arm.
yep.
So you crack the shield.
It's a really good one to connect all the shoulders. It's
You
a
got a
good
little
one.
blood up here.
Oh, do I? Probably have
Did
a...
you smack her in the head?
No. I think I scratched it a second ago.
You know, I'm sorry.
I think there was a
I always get
bump
that
there.
reputation.
Okay.
Maybe it's a mosquito right there.
But no, I didn't get hit in the forehead. I would've-
Always
Just
Bane
checking.
the big guy.
But yeah, so if you
Oh,
can
there it
get
is.
that over the back of the shield,
Yeah.
right, like that's attached to something.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to crank on that. So if you can get up on top of that shield and pull that arm down, you folded their whole body and then it's just whoop onto the ground.
Yeah.
Or you just got them trapped, right? Like you got this, or even better, if you can get in like this and crank it,
Yeah.
right? So now I'm in here, and there's nothing she can do right now. And let's say she tries to get this arm swung around, right? Maybe.
He has plenty of time to get in my
Well,
way.
I can just. Now I've got both of them, and I grab on that pole again. And I'm not technically holding her, and so eventually I just crank into the ground.
Makes you think twice about using swords.
If all of y'all are running with axes, I'm running sword and
Yeah.
shield.
But that's why I'm glad
Somebody's
we're doing
gotta do
this
it.
because I used to not think about my axe in this kind of way. I should just think.
Yeah.
Let's stab.
He didn't. That was a hit.
Where's making sure? Yeah.
Nice, Asia.
What are you gonna do from here?
Put you backwards.
Are
Do
you?
it.
Like that.
Okay, good. Now, if I could get your hand to touch the ground.
Oh,
No,
so
That's a good trick.
so the hand.
So I should probably just throw and release at the same
Well,
time.
Yes.
the reason I was asking, I mean, I guess it's not terrible to be behind someone like that.
Behind someone's not bad.
Yeah.
But
But
if I'm
sometimes-
sitting here like this,
If it were a bigger dude, you would have
if
had.
I'm here, all this is doing for me is making sure you can't throw me very well. Because like, go ahead and do some of your throws, right? You're gonna go and you're gonna get me, and I'm just
Hang on for dear life.
yeah.
At this
it's all
point, I
good.
just gotta. Definitely have to break that.
Yeah.
I was doing that to show you.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna get me, you're going with me.
I came up behind him and was like,
Yeah.
just to let him.
Yeah, let him know that I
where
could
was
fall
coming
off.
from.
So I don't want to see anybody doing that unless you're about to get thrown, and that's how you survive. And then as soon as you're back up, swap to something else and start working for a better angle. Because if I've got it around your back like this,
You're done.
and you finally come back up, you've given up trying
It's
to
a
throw
lot
me,
here.
right? So now, that's not good.
Sorry.
But what I meant was, I need to try to work for something else, right?
Oh,
So I'm here, so maybe I switch it to getting into here, and now I'm starting to work on something where I have a little bit of leverage. Not the best, but some.
To where it might make him think twice about what he's
Or even better
doing.
is if I'm in. Okay, so now we're getting back to where I've got some of the front control. We're kind of getting it out. Still got some space. Leverage or something.
good. You almost had it. I'm surprised you didn't finish it.
I couldn't get it to twist because your arm.
So
He's a lot to move.
If you had some, and this is my opinion, if you had somebody like this from behind, but that was closer to your size,
Okay.
they can, and I've done this before.
Sure.
They can. So let's say I'm taller.
Right.
Potentially, they can
Right.
get this and then, really swing you around. So that's a good position, but don't stay there.
Right.
If they can move you a little bit, because I've actually been able to spin around and crank someone just straight down. But on me,
Handle business.
what do I do? Hey, at least I reached you.
However briefly.
Oh.
Very good.
Swap.
Okay. Let's swap weapons.
Yeah.
I know he's still massive and
That's okay. Most people are taller than me.
Co-ed fights, right?
No advice.
Yeah, so now it's just using the
your leg.
leverage. Just
Oh, okay, right.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
that was. Why'd you use your leg there instead of that?
He said to,
She was learning. She could have.
He said to drop it, so
Yeah.
I just saw that.
So what he meant. So while you were in, right, and you were here, he said drop it. You kind of put it down to here and then
Oh,
stepped in
yeah.
and tried to throw. What he meant is drop it,
Drop down.
step around
Right.
to get that throw.
Yeah, there was your setup. No.
There was, and that's
See?
how.
See, point is that if you do that, Asia, then you're already leaning backward. It's like the Soto guard. You didn't break his center, you do
Right.
that. If you do that and see what you're doing and just push it down, so that's not a good setup. You are giving yourself to him. So if you in a close position, you don't have the momentum. See, and how do you reach there? How do you reach Sean's feet? Yeah, how do you reach Sean's feet?
So you see when we.
Yes, go reach Sean's feet. Go
She
reach.
just did.
So
Yeah.
it would be this
See,
way,
see.
right?
Sean is not losing balance. No one
Okay,
is losing
that is
balance.
not where you need to put your feet.
Wait, tell me where.
You are not wrapping his leg.
Do I want to go this way?
Doesn't matter. Asia don't have the momentum to move forward.
Let me ask a question real quick. All right, so I'm right here. Now, where do you still want to go?
So
We got it here.
Oh, right here.
So ideally, you want to be stepping to either just beside or just behind his leg. If someone his size, you're not getting behind and keeping straight.
Because I was thinking this,
No.
but it would only make me
All I did was stumble.
Yeah,
Unless you had a
yeah,
really
except around
deep
Yeah.
hook on this.
So,
Okay, but I needed to
and
see
again,
that.
Yeah.
you would not use that move on someone's strong
No,
side.
I wouldn't.
That's not going to happen. Because, especially with your short legs.
Right.
You might not use this move much at all because your legs are
It's
so
too, yeah, I'm too.
short. But
But it's good practice for
so
Yeah.
if I'm in here, right, and he's not leaning over forward on me like this, I would never take that step. He's got me too far forward. But if we work to here and then because he just took a step back, so his weight's back, that's when I see it, right? And so then I drop a step. Walk.
So you kind of do it, miss, and do it again.
Well, if you see it, no. So what I did was I pushed him back,
Oh, okay.
opened that leg up, right? So now I shoot that in there
Gotcha.
and take that step.
Yeah.
I see.
But yeah, you would probably never do that with someone
No.
short size.
Yeah, absolutely not. Maybe taller, but.
But you are right. If they're leaning forward
Yes.
actively and you're static, theoretically with a charge you can still lift them up and push them, but not from a static position. If he's forward, you don't want to try it.
Now this part right here.
Okay. I'm trying to reach it around your head.
You almost had it.
I was trying to get.
What you had to do is let go of his sword and grab your X. You had it up there and around.
Yeah. So you had it over there, yeah.
And then I want to go here.
Well, now, so what happened was you were like this. So you were here and holding onto this, right? And then he started working around to get that throw on you. And so as he's starting that throw, right? I came here.
Okay.
And that's a defensive position. Get yourself back up under you. And then
And then resituate.
now you're cranking.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's where you would work your way into.
The workout pay out.
No,
Yeah.
Or maybe
Again,
it's
someone
deadness,
his size-
maybe.
No, again, yeah. It's good to practice.
I can't crank him for long.
Makes me think.
I had him when he was still off trying to throw, and then I just popped into him real
Yeah.
quick, and then he was down. But
And
with
you
focus,
went-
he's able to stand back up.
You went from here to here, which made a lot more sense because I was trying to go like from here to, that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's way too.
You're just,
far.
what's point A to point B? Boom, boom. Okay, and then here, and then, okay, crank it down. Okay, got this.
Yeah.
And then, really, as soon as he started standing up, right, while I'm cranked, and he starts pushing up, he's going up with a lot of force. You're trying to pull down.
So let it
Instead,
go, push up.
explode. And he let his lifting, and then your
Carry the
sudden
momentum.
change, and just whoop. Especially if you can trap one of those legs, he'll have a hard time getting his feet back under him.
Right.
So use his strength to throw. Good. But you didn't have the axe behind him anymore, or both hands on
I
it.
know, I lost complete control when
He
it
started
happened
good.
backwards.
That is not a time to switch grips.
Right.
Just hit him in the head.
Trying to think of what. I was trying to think of what hand to let go.
So,
If you can't think of anything, reset.
well, you got it inside, right? So now what you'll want is push this way,
Oh, right.
and then as he starts to let go with his hand, try to get around to it, right? Let go, crank, grab
Now
behind
you're
him.
safe.
And now you're not safe because if he turns, he still just has to duck his head far enough and you're going to slide over it.
Yeah.
But it's better. And now he's going to hesitate for a second before he throws you. Because does she have the leverage to bring me with her? In that second, you get your feet back under you. And distance yourself as best you can, like this,
Right.
and start working towards something else.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, at this point, right, so you're sitting here, over between here and here, and oh, he lifted his arm. Right, so now,
For demonstration purposes.
well, so you're starting to work this closer and closer to get that squeeze in. But that's a good time to try to get that under because he has his arm up over you. And you've got one here already, so now
Yep. Do a
let's
switch.
get that connection. And start squeezing those together and tightening that connection. Squeezing and tightening that connection. And he can muscle out probably because he's massive. Go ahead. And you lied.
You're alive and used a bunch of footage carrying you around for a minute. Like Baby Yoda.
But it's just that's where you transfer grips and start working different angles.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like.
Here,
know,
Dong,
landing-
swap with Sean.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this one. Okay.
Just saying.
Practice working angles on someone you can actually move.
She moved me.
Yeah, but you were never in danger. Dong might be if she does it right. You gotta trap that foot.
Almost.
I tried to get around to it. Come on.
There's a good one. Now what do you do from there? There.
Almost.
Hook a shield or something. You know what to do.
Oh, drop myself now.
Kick that leg. Do it again. Do both legs this time. Close.
Oh, I'm dizzy.
You'll dance.
So
Here, I'll take you rest.
Okay, yeah, I need to.
what you'll do
Do that. Yes.
when you're doing that double buck. So you had him down like this, right? You cranked him. You failed the first time. He stepped around it, right? You failed that second time. He stepped around it. Immediately shoot all the way across.
I tried that, but his legs and my legs, he's still.
Well, you
If
went
he's-
3 or 4, and then he heard me tell you to double.
Yeah.
And he took wider steps.
Yeah, I was
He
just about to
stanced
say,
out.
He was able to get around my one leg, though. Yeah.
Drink some water.
I have some right there if you need.
I've got it. Thank you.
All right.
Nice.
Watch the knee, though. Okay, you're good. You're good still. He's so big. You gotta make him learn something, Sean. Make him learn it.
All right. You good?
He dropped his axe.
So if you drop the weapon, that you're done.
You can't take offensive action anymore. So for the sake of training, we're gonna say you're done. In actuality, he could try to survive, but he couldn't make any offensive moves, so he's at a disadvantage unless he can break free and get a new one. Or pull a spare.
So hard.
Oh, okay. So like if
I can't even push you if I'm not holding a weapon.
Okay.
What stopped
Okay.
your energy is
So
got my leg in the air.
so like if you drop both your
I'll let
weapons,
you say it.
would you just lay down on the
Like,
ground?
fine,
That's
Well,
it?
no, you can run back to your starting area and someone can hand you one.
Oh, okay.
But you've got to be able to get free, but you got to do it without doing anything offensive. So I can't like
Normally I would
shove to
stomp
get
out or
free.
something.
I've got to
Oh.
try and slip it.
But I'm thinking, I have leverage, I have ground.
You can defend yourself,
You're
but you
holding my
can't
leg up
take
for
any
me.
action that might put him on the
Okay.
ground.
If I can,
Okay.
if I can shoot the other one.
Yeah. All I had to do is hop enough away to keep the leg away from me.
It was close though.
It was close. But he
What
was
you
holding
could
the
have
weight.
done, so at this point, right, if you went in there and you had the leg lifted up like this, what you should have done was swapped here,
Yep.
planted that somehow,
Ah,
and cranked
Ah.
over it,
that probably worked.
right? Or find the
Ah.
angle where you can, or maybe
Yeah.
like leave this in here, maybe pick it up with this leg.
Ah.
Sorry, let me get it back. You
Yeah,
do
that's
this
what the third leg is for.
and try to plant it and walk it over
Ah.
it. But even that's hard. I can't find a way to get it planted in this.
Yeah,
If you're in sand, you could plant it pretty easy and then walk him over it.
That's
You're going to sacrifice the axe for it, but you can run and get a new one. He's on the ground. So maybe something like that, where you switch from holding his leg up like this to holding his leg up, and now, hey, you got a one-handed weapon on you? Switch, pull that one hand, and start hitting that shin.
Ouch.
But one weapon probably wouldn't be able to get the leverage.
It's
Take-
enough to
No,
knock me off
hit
balance.
him.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, if one had weapon, probably I don't have enough leverage to take this in the first place.
No.
No.
Here.
You're losing the two-handed
Right,
weapon.
you come up, and then I switched, pulled the weapon out, and
Yeah,
start
okay.
hitting it. Boom!
Yeah.
Boom!
And that gets me
boom.
nervous.
Especially if I can hit back here,
Uh-huh.
where the armor's thinner.
Uh-huh.
That gets me
And
nervous.
they go, and then just push them
I'm
over.
less worried about my balance and more worried about protecting my leg.
Okay.
Is that legal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You can get the weapon fast enough.
Uh,
You can't hold them like that for long. But if you've trained it, we just draw it, like before, or hold on to this, right? So you work under it, grab the big axe, pull the second one, and hit, and you don't even let go of it. Bam, bam, bam. And then when it goes down, if you can keep your axe, you keep your axe. If you can't, oh well, I've still got this one. So hold both weapons.
is that a thing?
Yeah.
Dual axe?
Not behind the knee. You've got
Oh.
another spot. Switch your grip entirely. Give up the leg and take his back. Someone help! That's an appropriate response. I've got him tied up. No, really?
No one help!
If you can ever get that one leg on Sean, right? If we're sitting here fighting axes and you scoop that leg, I've got his leg. He comes running over, plants
Sweet.
behind it, and I walk him over.
I think that's the closest I can get for sure.
You did fine. I wish I could really play. You can stop that. Yeah. Everybody get some water.
Yeah.